I think this is true for business. Pick your lane, stick to it, maximize the value potential. Have I told you about my hourglass of niching theory?
I don't think so. You've told me about a lot of theories.
I have a lot of theories, Ralph. So this one's underdeveloped. I'm going to pitch it at you. You tell me what you think. Everybody says, oh, you got a niche, you got a niche, you got a niche, or niche, however you say it. The problem with that advice to early stage entrepreneurs, people starting over, people starting fresh, is if you pick your niche right away, statistically speaking, you're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're picking it fresh, no data, no influence, no, you know what I mean? Like you don't know.
Yep.
So there's something called the corridor principle. And the corridor principle says that the entrepreneur is not going to identify the opportunity until after they're already in the corridor. Henry Ford went to a sausage factory, was in the corridor, saw a way to make cars. So the rule is start as like anywhere. Go get a job for a friend, but just start. Put yourself in the corridor so you can identify opportunities. That's the top of the hourglass. The hourglass is as broad as it's going to get, so start broad. Yep. So like when I started my agency, we were Solutions 8 because we did 8 core service offerings, so that was an idiot. Right. Start with super broad. But then, hourglass starts to taper because you start to realize this isn't scalable, I'm not good at this doesn't make money, I don't like these customers, and then taper, until all of a sudden you're hyper efficient. And now this is where you're maximizing your value potential.
Yeah.
But you also limit your scalability, right? Or, how do I say that differently? You maximize your scalability to a point to where you've achieved all you're going to achieve in that niche. There's no more Montessori schools to sell to, let's say. Mm-hmm. And that's when you begin to branch back out. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, okay, I was doing Google Ads for Montessori schools, ultra niche. Well, I've gotten every Montessori school I'm going to get, or the majority of them, and I'm running Google Ads for them. And I can either just live with stasis, or what do Montessori schools need? Mm-hmm. They also need a website or content or operations or CRM. And so the hourglass, start broad, taper in to maximize profitability, achieve that apex to where you really do outscale yourself beyond your ability to grow further, and that's the line to broaden the hourglass again.
Yeah.
And the hourglass of niching, I think, is the best framework for maximizing any industry, vertical, or niche.
Yeah. I would agree. I find the pivot theory as very, very similar to what you're talking about. Like, for example, our business started off with, we would take any customer anywhere for any reason, whether it be traffic, building a website, CRO, email, you name it, SEO.
Dude, I'd wash your car in the beginning. I'm like, oh, you'll give me money to do this?
You give me money, yeah. I need to pay, and I've said this story many times in the show, all I really needed to do was pay for the medical insurance, which, by the way, now is like $2,800 a month. It used to be like $1,800 a month. So that's all I really wanted to do, so I did everything. But then I pivoted. There's a book by Eric Ries, which talks about this very thing, which we'll leave links in the show notes. But I found that one of the big market opportunities when I was doing all that broad stuff was I started to use this little thing called Facebook ads. And Facebook ads was actually helping my SEO clients, was helping my Google pay-per-click clients, was helping my email clients even. So and then I narrowed down, tapered in the middle, and became a Facebook ad agency. Yeah. And to your point, you said this many times, which we'll say it here, I was one of the first Facebook ad agencies.
So you invented the modern Facebook ad agency. That's a fact.
And I love when you say that, because it is true.
That's a fact.
However, we have since gone back out broad because our point now is not Facebook ads. Facebook ads is a means to an end. What we have realized is that we do what's better than anybody else in the world, and to be the best in the world is something I think is the only real reason why you're in business. That, and to make some money, obviously, potentially help some people at the same time, is we realized that it was all about client success. And it wasn't client success. It used to be just throw some Facebook ads at it. Just throw some ads at it. Do media buying. Now, we look at Facebook ads and we look at media buying as maybe the 5th or 6th or 7th thing we do when we first start. And it's all about helping businesses achieve their vision. So that hourglass, 100%. I look at it as just slight pivots because you're listening to the market, but you start broad, go niche, and then you branch out and find what your true vision is. And you never know, that hourglass might go back down again.
Might go back. That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, that's a double hourglass.
So I just celebrated 17 years in business, which is something that I'm really proud of and also makes me feel really old. But we posted one of the social graphics online, and somebody said, well, what have you learned over the last 17 years? And it was a really jarring question because it felt almost like a challenge, because part of me feels like I'm still just